It's about clarity of purpose. That's the vision thing. And unfortunately, a lot of corporate plans you read, a lot of things you read, you say to yourself, that's a worked up slogan. It's not a purpose. And if I can give you a piece of advice, really, really powerful, really successful private sector organisations do not work up slogans, they have absolute clarity of purpose. The second attribute is imagination. Direction without imagination is not a guiding beacon, it's not a vision, it's what we're going to do next week. You have to have imagination and think about, particularly in the role you're doing, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years' time, because you are building these legacy assets that we are all going to be using, your children are going to be using them. So I always encourage people to imagine the future, because imagination is the source of innovation. But to imagine, one of the great attributes of leadership is to have an inquiring and questioning mind, not an advocacy mind. The people who are inquirers, the people who are questioners, are the people who have the capacity to be agile, adapt and change. They are the people who endure throughout long, long transformational change. The third attribute is competence. Trust is built from competence. The reason this government and your agency can now get things done is because the community feels a sense of trust, because they feel that there are competent people running agencies, competent people running the state. The final attribute is collaboration. And this is a really hugely important thing that I've learnt from both roles. Leadership is a collective dynamic. It needs to be collective to be successful. Leadership comes from the kind of interaction of the political class, the public sector, the private sector, the civil sector, and we've all got our role to play in the national leadership question. And I guess the most important thing as you go through this kind of period of this legacy of the past that you're catching up with and this kind of predicting the future is to preserve, promulgate and live your values and live integrity, because they are the most enduring leadership attributes. Values-driven people and integrity-driven organisations are always the most successful. They always have been, they always will be. That is really what leadership is about: trust, integrity and building that capability in your organisation. Thank you.